following is a presentation of Time Warner Sports.
It's a brand new year and a brand new conference season. It's the Raiders and the Ramblers, and we'll have it all next. Along with Raider great Mark Best, I'm Geoff Kim, and welcome to Raider basketball. Today, it's the Raiders against the Loyola Ramblers. And Mark, as we come into this one, the Raiders start a brand new year, but it's a third straight game in 5 days. That's a tough stretch.
Well, and when you sandwich one in between on a road trip to Chicago, play a game, turn around and come home, that's very, very fatiguing for a young team.
Now, this is a team obviously very young as far as the Wright State Raiders are concerned. One of the focuses that we'll be talking about today, rebounding.
Absolutely. So far this season, they've been out-rebounded by nearly 20 a game. You can't expect to continually get out-rebounded and win basketball games. That's going to be a big key today, how they can compete on the backboards with the Ramblers.
One of the bright spots that we've seen so far this season, Tiffany Webb averaging nearly 23 a ball game.
She's absolutely the go-to player on this team. She shot the ball very well. She's proven she can score against top-flight competition, scoring over 30 points against ranked Minnesota teams. So she can play. She needs a supporting cast.
It's the Raiders and the Ramblers. We'll have the starting lineups and all the play-by-play when we return on Time Warner Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Cub Foods, by Pepsi, by Dodge, and by Wright State University. Welcome back to the Irvin J. Nutter Center, along with Raider great Mark Best. I'm Geoff Kim. And Mark, before anything else, Happy New Year.
Same to you, Jeff. Same to you.
It's been a nice start to the year, but maybe a tough start to the season here so far for Wright State going into the conference season. They've already had one conference game underneath their belt against UIC and a tough loss on the road in Chicago.
Well, it really was, and that's what you get with a young team. A lot of times, you go on the road, it's difficult to win, and you get in a hole early, and it's tough to rebound from that. And hopefully the Lady Raiders will be able to rebound here this afternoon against the Ramblers.
They fell to UIC in the conference opener back on January the 2nd, 82-66. One nice note, though, however, about that game, Mark. They were down in that game by 35 points in the second half. They managed to cut down that deficit down to 12 before finally bowing out by a loss of 16. Maybe the offense is starting to find its feet.
Well, and it's nice to get something positive towards the end of a basketball game like that. You got a 5-hour trip back from Chicago on a bus. You get back late at night. At least you had something positive to build on and something positive to talk about on the way back.
We had talked about Tiffany Webb in our pregame stand-up, and again, she continues to impress. One of the country's best scorers at nearly 23 a ball game. How impressive is that, especially as a sophomore?
Well, she's good at facing up at the basket. She can put it on the floor. She's a very, very talented offensive player. At times, she's missed a few shots last week against Indiana Fort Wayne. She missed some shots, but she's a quality offensive player, and the Raiders need her to score big.
As we look at the starters coming on out here for Loyola, and of course, one of the players that they have out there, Sierra Henderson. She had really lit up Wright State last year in the game here at the Nutter Center. 5 first-half trays en route to a game-high 20 points in that one.
Well, and a lot of her family here. She's from Burlington, Kentucky, just over the river in northern Kentucky, and she's a quality basketball player. I think we can look for big things for her in front of our hometown crowd.
Of course, Henderson coming in from Boone County, Kentucky, and not too far away. In fact, not much of a drive if you're coming on up to see one of your favorites. And, of course, here's the starting lineups for Wright State. Of course, you see Webb as one of the 3 guards in that lineup. And, again, she is the focal point of that offense, Mark. If she doesn't go, Wright State doesn't go.
Well, and they got a lot of good shots in the last game against Fort Wayne here at home. She got a lot of good, high-quality shots when they work the ball into the paint and then they kick it back out. They draw the defense into the middle. They kick it back out. Tiffany Webb with nice looks at the basket. They need to get her involved and get all 5 people involved offensively. That will open up her shots on the perimeter a lot more.
And of course, as you see the bottom three people on your monitor here, on your screen at home, Webb, Agee, and Ransdell, that is a 3-guard set, Mark. And of course, we don't see too much of that in big college basketball, but I think they want to make it a little bit more of an effort to try and run the ball. And, you know, at times it has worked, and it's definitely worked for Webb, allowing to be the focal point.
Well, and one of the things, another benefit of having those 3 guards, you're able to take care of the basketball. That's one thing the Raiders have had trouble with this year, taking care of the basketball. Averaging 22 turnovers a game so far. They've not been very successful handling it, but hopefully with 3 guards and a lot of ball handlers out there, that will improve.
As you see the lights go down here at the Nutter Center as we await the start of the playing of our nation's anthem.
One nation, under one flag, and as one people, as the Wright State Spirit Band plays our national anthem.
Wright State University band with the playing of our nation's anthem. Mark, in talking about these Loyola Ramblers, they come in on a bit of a high. They're only 4-9 overall on the record, but 2-0 in the conference, and they just come off a win a couple nights ago, defeating a very good Youngstown State team.
Well, and that's a good start. You know, you play your preseason schedule, then you get into your conference, and boy, 2 big wins like that early in the season builds a lot of confidence. You look at their record, 4-8 overall, as you mentioned, but 2-0 in the conference, that's where it counts. You're looking for the, you want to finish towards the top of the standings, get in the tournament. That's what it's all about, tournament basketball. And Loyola's done a nice job of getting off to a quick start here in the conference.
See the starting 5, hearing some last-minute words from head coach Bridget Williams in her 2nd year with the school. Of course there, Mary Helen Walker. She's in her 4th year as a skipper of the Loyola Ramblers. I got a chance to talk to her prior to this ball game. She feels like her team's coming around a little bit. The shooting's gotten a lot better from long range, and in fact, going back to that last game against Youngstown State, they won 84-63. They had 11 trays in that ball game, including 7 from Sierra Henderson.
Well, and they shoot 37% from behind the arc. That's something the Raiders are going to have to be very cognizant of here this afternoon. You cannot allow somebody, especially on the road, when they're playing in your home gym, to come in and shoot the lights out like that. Raiders going to have to be able to recover to perimeter shooters and play tough defense.
Jump center, Loyola owns it. We're underway here at the Nutter Center. Mescanet lands, gets the first touch. Tracy Hoffman holds on to it, and holds on to it for Henderson, who gives it right back. Webb has the assignment, shut off. Henderson will get the opening look for 3. It is off the mark. Fight for the rebound, and it belongs to Wright State.
Good block out that time by the Lady Raiders. Playing good, tough man-to-man defense in the first possession.
Bussin, who got the rebound, handles Isha Gray. Bussin on the drive, the kick out. There's a wide open look for Gray. 3 on the way, no good.
Isha Gray with a pretty good look at the basket that time. Those are the kind of shots that Lady Raiders need to get the fall.
Maggie Toslowski holding on to it, gives it up. Lands, plays back to Henderson, around the post, and she carried the dribble. Slow start for both teams as we're just about a minute gone by here in this first half.
Sierra Henderson, a very confident offensive player. You could see it right there. Little stutter step dribble, but gets called for palming a basketball and turning it over.
There's a drive by Webb and a score. Wright State leads at 2-0.
Well, good decision by Tiffany Webb right there. Put it on the floor, take it to the basket. Now the next time down, defender maybe not so quick to jump up on her and take away the perimeter shot.
Henderson off the side of the glass. Loose ball collected and chased down by Wright State's Jill Ransdell.
Raiders will really look to push the ball in transition, but a controlled transition. You saw the nice secondary break. Get the ball deep inside.
Ransdell, her shot is misdirected by Kozlowski.
Kozlowski doing a nice job altering shots. Getting the long arms up, getting the block. Ramblers take it the other way.
2-0 in favor of Wright State here in the early going. Just a couple minutes gone by. Kozlowski plays back outside.
Good catch.
Turnover.
Angie Ott returning the favor that time to Kozlowski. She blocks it at one end defensively and then brings it the other way. Angie Ott doing a nice job getting tall.
Wright State trying to push up the ball. Unforced turnover, if you will. And Wright State showing some pressure. 2-2-1.
Bringing their pressure up the floor. Trying to do two things. Maybe try to get a steal out of it and also eat up some of that shot clock. So when Loyola gets it down in their quarter-court offense, they're down under 20. And good strong move. Sarah Hamilton comes into the game averaging 10 points a game. Takes it strong.
Webb right back the other way and scoring. Looked like Loyola fell asleep on defense there just now.
Well, and Tiffany Webb's she's nice at taking the ball to the basket. There have been times where I thought she didn't take it to the basket enough. She stood outside and settled for perimeter jump shots. But so far in this game, she's getting very, very high percentage shots.
They just gave Mescanet Lands the baseline, and she ties it up at 4.
Both of these teams really concentrating on getting to the backboard. Bridget Williams going to take a 30-second timeout to talk to her young ladies about how much they're allowing Loyola to get to the backboard.
We're tied up at 4. A 30-second timeout right here. We'll hold things right here with 17:07 remaining in this first half. We have seen a little bit of everything already. Some sloppy play of we've seen the Wright State trying to push up the ball, not being able to do that, but both teams turning over the ball already, and already that's the reason why we're even Steven.
Well, and I'm sure both of these coaches are probably talking to their players saying, look, you know, we're getting good shots. The only problem is we're giving up better shots on the defensive end of the floor. Got to do a better job stopping the dribble penetration, playing help defense.
It'll be Bussin to enter in, 3/4 court. Ransdell will handle. Ott will play to Isha Gray. Oh, a nice high-low, but the shot by Webb is blocked.
Maggie Kozlowski doing a great job coming over playing defense and erasing shots.
She takes the drive, missed the shot, loose ball, sticks it back, and scores. Long outlet to Ott. She drives to the rack, missed it, and we've got a foul. It's a blocking call against Loyola.
Angie Ott with a good decision that time, realizing she had some numbers, turned around square to the basket, said, I'm taking it strong. We'll get a chance to watch it again. Raiders again in transition. Angie puts the ball on the floor and goes strong with it. Knocks down the first of 2 free throws.
Fouls on Hamilton. That's her first, obviously the team's first. Ott completing the first. Now looking to tie things up. And does. We're tied up at 6.
Touch.
Mark already early on, 3rd tie of this ball game. We're just trading scores at this point.
Well, I think it's going to come down to which team can stop the other.
Nice wrap
See
around.
who wins this basketball game. Raiders with the turnover, going the other way.
Ransdell in the right place at the right time. Oh, Webb flashing to the hoop, lost the handle. Now got away with a possible travel. It looked like she was tied up for a moment, but it's now taken away. Big girl inside, Hamilton scores. 8-6 in favor of the Ramblers.
That's the one downside to playing with a 3-guard lineup. You give up a lot of mismatches. And so far early in this game, Loyola doing a nice job taking full advantage and getting pretty good looks at the basket down in the paint.
Ott handles, throwing it away. looking for Bussin to go to the rack, but it's taken away. And Loyola on the move once more with Hoffman. Looking baseline, kicks it out. Henderson on the baseline, shut off.
Good defense that time by Angie Ott, taking the baseline away.
Hamilton on the post up, and with 10 on the shot clock, we've got a stoppage in play. Couple of substitutions, but we have a timeout on the floor with 15:20 remaining in half number 1. The Ramblers own an 8-6 lead. We'll be right back. Two-point lead for the Ramblers here in the early going, and again, we haven't seen much in the way of long-distance shooting, but given the way that things have gone, especially with the early turnovers and the high-low passing, I don't think we need it.
No, we really don't. There you see Bridget Williams. I'm sure during the timeout she was telling her players, we've got to play better defense. We're giving up too high percentage of shots. Loyola doing a great job of getting down in the middle. And
another high-low for Rhea Mays, but she cannot complete.
Rhea had a pretty good look at the basket that time. Those kind of shots you got to get to go.
She's into the ballgame for the first time, freshman out of Detroit. Mescanet lands. Oh, nice curl cut right to the rack, but missed the shot. It's out of bounds. It'll belong to Wright State.
Raiders dodge a bullet right there. Give up deep dribble penetration all the way down into the lane. Mescanet lands. There you see in your picture. Took it right to the basket.
No good. Rebound belongs to Mandy Manella, also into this ballgame for the first time. Freshman out of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. There's a drive by Lance. Passes it back outside. Open look. 3 on the way. No good for Mandy Manella. And a stoppage in play.
Boy, both of these teams, Jeff, getting pretty good looks at the basket, but not able to get the shots to go. And getting a lot of penetration, getting to the backboard. Mescanet lands a little gimpy.
It was pretty clear that even though she was in a sitting position on the baseline, she did not want to exit the ball game.
Yeah, she was just needed a couple minutes, maybe turned her ankle over a little bit, just needed a couple minutes to let it settle down, and she stays in the ball game.
Kendra Agee handling the ball for Wright State. Bussin on the rotation, goes to Ransdell. Top of your screen, plays out to Webb. Sophomore out of Beaver Creek. Stop and go dribble, stuck on a double team, and it's turned over.
A lot of intensity defensively that time by the Ramblers. They realized who the go-to person is on this Raider team. The minute she got the ball, they doubled down on her, put a lot of pressure.
Call it an offensive foul against Webb. That's her first. Lands wide open. 3 from the short side, no good. Loose ball, it belongs to Wright State. Agee on the push-up, goes right to Webb. Stop and go, takes it right to the rack, and 1.
Well, that's vintage Tiffany Webb right there. Her teammates do such a great job. When they get a rebound, they immediately get their head up and they look out. Tiffany doing a great job running out in transition. We'll watch it again. You see Tiffany, nice little stutter step dribble, takes it up strong under control, gets it to go. She goes to the free throw line.
Fouls on Manila. That's a third team foul now against Loyola. Here's the bonus, and Webb completes. Tiff has 7 in the ball game so far to lead all scores.
Raiders again with pressure, and they're going to get a turnover out of this.
Ransdell, Webb, no look pass to Ott, and she'll complete.
Great look that time, Tiffany Webb. Raiders doing a good job with the pressure, get a turnover.
5-0 run by Wright State, 11-8 in favor of the Raiders. Pressure and a turnover. Agee plays back to Ott and scores.
Loyola Ramblers going to take a timeout. Raiders go up 5, 13-8. Thanks to the pressure, doing a nice job. A lot of pressure up floor when the lob passes go. Kendra Agee the last time playing center field, comes in, takes the ball out of mid-flight, and the Raiders go the other way again with numbers and get another layup.
Well, how about the transition game so far? I mean, we see turnover, we see a completion. It's not something that Wright State's been used to, but you know, you got to take advantage of opportunities like this.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, if you're Bridget Williams and somebody tells you, you know, you've played nearly 7 minutes and Tiffany Webb has yet to attempt a perimeter shot, you'd say, no way. Raiders up 5, just getting the ball up and down the floor, getting good high percentage shots and getting to the backboard.
Hoffman handles against a double team. Genetria Harden into this ball game. Half-court trap. Hoffman handles. Works on Ransdell. It's out of bounds. He'll stay up front.
Raiders with a lot of pressure on the basketball, getting hands in passing lanes, scratching the passing lane, getting out there, doing a good job.
There you see Mary Helen Walker in her 4th year as a skipper of the Ramblers. Hoffman thought about 3, but Ransdell misdirected her. Here's a long 3 for Henderson, and she hits. That had to have been 25 feet away.
Well, that's one you can argue for 4 points on that one. That's a nice-looking shot. Sierra Henderson knocking it down.
Had a game-high 20 in last year's game here at the Nutter Center. Drive by Kristen Kruger into this contest. Plays out to Webb, turns it over. Danielle Lonnie got the turnover. Here's Henderson with the ball once more. Thought about the shot. Hoffman the step around, throws up from 12, no good. Rebound, stick back by Milkert, no good. She gets it back. A lot of traffic down on the block, and we've got a foul.
Loyola Ramblers just attacking the backboard.
No foul, just stepped out of bounds apparently.
Raiders are going to have to do a better job of boxing out. That time they had 3 Loyola Ramblers. We'll get a chance to watch it again. 3 Loyola Ramblers under the basketball, seemingly fighting each other. There's the shot goes up. They're boxing out the Raiders. Now it's just a fight to get the basketball. Unable to get it to go. Raiders dodge a big-time bullet right there. They bring it down offensively.
Agee, saved by Ransdell. Kruger, drive, takes it right to the rack and scores.
Kristen Kruger checks into the basketball game. Instant offense.
You surprised Henderson gave her the baseline?
Big mistake right there. Kristen Kruger, strong player down on the block. She put it on the floor and took it strong, knocked down the layup. Raiders up 4.
Hoffman and a stoppage and play once more.
We have a timeout.
We have a substitution, but a timeout first. With 11:58 remaining in half number 1, the Raiders own a 4-point lead. We'll be right back. Four-point lead for Wright State, and a 7-0 run at one point here for Wright State, Mark. And of course, turnovers have been a factor in this game, and that's why we have a 4-point lead.
Well, and the Raiders have scored 8 points off of the Loyola Ramblers turnovers, so they've taken it right down the floor and made them count. Raiders doing a nice job defensively. You can see a lot of intensity, getting hands in passing lanes.
Genetria Harden, the shot is no good. We'll head the other way. Wright State coming into this ball game with a record of 2-9. They have played one conference game, of course, a loss to UIC just 2 nights ago, 82-66. But their first home appearance in the conference schedule. Ransdell handling in between the rings against Henderson.
It's a big game for both of these conference foes here. You really want to make some hay early in the conference season.
10 on the shot clock. Great defense by Loyola. Drive by Agee, taking it to the rack, no good. Toslowski the rebound.
Good strong move that time by Kendra, taking it strong to the backboard.
Henderson fires 3, no good this time, a little too long. And Rhea Mays comes down with the board. Mark, you mentioned this game very important. Of course, a 2-0 start in the conference for Loyola. They would love to make it 3-0 and put a lot of pressure on the rest of the conference opponents.
Well, that puts them in a very, very good position. 3-0. Raiders, you flip the coin, they'd be 0-2. Equally as difficult, you know, to get down in a big hole, especially losing your games on your home floor. Shot clock at 2.
Shot up by Ransdell, no good. Ball chased down by Harden and saved by Henderson.
Loyola dodges a bullet right there, saving the basketball back under the basket. Wright State player there, we get a layup.
Well, the last 2 possessions, Mark, the Raiders have had a hard time finding an opportunity, and meanwhile, there's a 3 by Hoffman.
Tracy Hoffman knocking down a big 3. Loyola now 2 out of 6 from behind the arc.
Drive by AG, nice wraparound, goes to Bussin and scores.
Good penetration and dish. Good things happen for this Lady Raider team. When they get the ball into the paint, they work inside out, they draw defense, they kick. That's Kendra Agee doing a nice job, dribble penetration.
Henderson off the baseline. The shot's no good. Toslowski collects. Double down. Oh, step through and a score. Nice move by Toslowski.
Maggie Toslowski, the 6'1" junior, doing a nice job inside. Coach Mary Helen Walker doing a good job in the paint.
Bussin handles. AG seen a lot of minutes here. Bussin will open with a three. Knock it down.
Katie Bussin comes in this afternoon's game averaging just under 7 points a game. That's big when you're 6'2" forward can go out on the perimeter like that, knock down a big shot. Now you got the defenders thinking, well, I just thought I need to worry about her down in the paint. Loyola steps out of bounds, Wright State basketball.
9:03 remaining on your first half clock. 20-16 in favor of Wright State. Mark, some good news already for Wright State. Last year's loss here at the Nutter Center, they were down at the half 38-16. Already they have 20 on the board with a half of this first half left to go.
Yeah, they're greatly improved. You know, Tiffany Webb having the great season she's having, but you know, she's got a cast around her that's doing a fantastic job. A lot of people putting the ball on the floor, playing strong. This afternoon, it's paying off. 9 minutes left in this first half. Raiders enjoying a 4-point lead.
Wright State, as we had mentioned, coming in with a record of 2-9. Now, they have been outscored by nearly 20 points a contest, but you can directly attribute that, I'm sure, amongst other things we had mentioned prior to our show this afternoon, Mark. Turnovers are an issue, especially the way how they relate to assists. You'd like to have an assist to turnover ratio of at least 1, and they've been well below that.
Yeah, the Raiders have been down at about 0.58 to 1, which is not very good handling of the basketball. And you know, I guess to their credit, they've played some people. You know, their RPI ranking strength of schedule is 15th best in the country. They played at Connecticut, at Florida State, at West Virginia. They played Minnesota here at home, and you know, the hits just keep right on coming. So that'll do nothing but make you a better team.
Meanwhile, Maria Mays misfiring. Here's Miskinet lands on the drive, no good. The rebound, stick back by Milkert, and we got a foul.
Second shots, second shots, second shots. Raiders need to limit the extra opportunities on the offensive glass by the Loyola Ramblers. As you get a chance to watch it again. Again, dribble penetration. Somebody's got to step in front, put your body on the line, and you know, if you've got to take a charge, take the charge, but you can't allow that kind of penetration.
Milkert misfires on the free throw attempt. Ott guilty of the personal. That's her first. Milkert back at the firing line, no good. So a good foul if there's such a thing for Wright State. Webb, nice step around. Passes inside, the kick out. 3 attempts straight away by Ott, no good. Looks like Wright State got a little greedy there. Henderson with a 3. Barely draws the netting, and it's out of bounds. Well, as hot as she's been lately, she's awfully cold to start off this first half.
Yeah, tough miss right there for Sierra Henderson, but she's not going away, Jeff. We've got more to see from that young lady here this afternoon. Too good of a player to make or break her afternoon on one shot. Tiffany Webb taking a shot in the back of the head. Gets back down on defense.
Hands a dribble drive, draws a double down, kicks it out. Hoffman finds a lane, lost it, held on to it, got it back, and it's turned over. We have a timeout on the floor with 7 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in half number 1. It's still a 4-point lead for Wright State. More Raider basketball when we return on Time Warner Sports. Four-point lead for Wright State, 20-16, as you see some kids very comfortable. I'll tell you what, Mark, I could use one of those right about now.
Yeah, you see how much we rate around here.
Of course, when you got 5- and 6-year-olds doing better than some grown-up men. Well, we got back to action here. AG handling. Ott, head of the key. Isha Gray, drive, pulls up from 5, no good.
Quick shot that time by the Raiders. Really need to look to take a little more time. You don't want to delay the game per se, but you want to get better shots. And
Hoffman wide open for 3, and a misfire there, and they'll head the other way. Another foul against Loyola.
Well,
You know, it seems like they've taken some command of the board, but, you know, if they can stay away from some of these fouls or just stepping out of bounds, for instance, they'd probably be in a driver's seat right now.
Well, the Raiders have started to do a better job of boxing out, Jeff. And, you know, early in the game, they were just standing in there jumping with the Loyola players and were getting out jumped. And Loyola was getting some little gimmies off the glass, but Raiders doing a better job boxing out.
Hot handling for Ransdell, who will reverse it right back. Top of your screen, now drives to the rack and goes up and scores.
Angiot with a nice strong move, handling the basketball 30 feet from the basket. Pretty impressive for a 6-footer.
22-16, a 6-point spread. Loyola breaking full court pressure. Lands on the drive, threw it away, but I think under duress.
Raiders pick up the personal foul.
That's on Isha Gray, and that's just the 3rd team foul against Wright State, so a very clean first half for the Raiders.
Yep, Raiders have done a nice job of playing good, tough defense without fouling.
There's another turnover.
Getting on the floor.
Ransdell collecting. Off the deflection. Grace to step around. Nice turnaround, goes to the rack, missed the shot.
Isha Gray, that time you mentioned, nice spin move down in the paint, but unable to shoot the ball softly off the glass. Loyola comes the other way, down 6.
Henderson on the drive, now the pull-up from 15, and she's still cold in this first half.
Raiders really starting to rebound the basketball defensively.
Rhea Mays.
You can limit second shots. Good things are going to happen.
Nice high-low for Webb, goes to the rack, missed the shot, but she'll shoot a couple right here.
Nice
She had
job.
Henderson right underneath the basket, had all the opportunity in the world, but could not finish.
Tiffany doing a nice job coming right off of the screen, right off the screener's hip. Uses it very well. There you see Jill Rensdale, nice bounce pass. And Tiffany taking it up strong, gets the ball to roll out, but we'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Boy, I got the bounce there. Actually called the personal on Laura Milkers.
And number 11, Sarah Hamilton. Into the game for the Raiders is number 11, Kendra Agee.
Both teams go into their benches. We don't have an official timeout as of yet, or do we? We'll keep it right here with just under 6 to play. 23-16.
Loyola with a 30-second timeout. 5:58 left in this first half. I'm sure Coach Mary Helen Walker is starting to feel things slip away just a hair. Her Lady Ramblers giving up a lot of easy shots to the Wright State Raiders. And Tiffany Webb at the free throw line with the opportunity to make 2 here. Put the Raiders up 8 early in this game.
Mark, Webb, of course, the focal point offensively, but she's been complimented very nicely this afternoon by Angie Ott.
Well, and, you know, they've taken Angie Ott away from the basket as Tiffany Webb knocks down the second of 2, and Raiders back to the full court pressure. Tiffany, I don't know that she's taken a perimeter shot. She's gotten to the basket. She's used the screens very well and got very high percentage shots.
There's a drive by Lands. Will fire from the baseline and break the drought.
Mescanet lands that time with a nice little pull up off the penetration.
Webb down on the block, has to kick it back out. Now drives back to the baseline, kicks it back out. Wide open look, 3 for Rhea Mays, no good.
Nobody around the basket that time. When the shot hit, there was not one Wright State Raider anywhere in the paint trying to rebound.
Nice drive by Sarah Hamilton, but her shot misdirected, and all of a sudden, Wright State has their advantage. They're up by 6. Tozlowski on the other end with a steal.
Both of these teams, you can feel the tempo of this game really starting to pick up. And with 5 minutes left in the first half, we'll see the impact of maybe some fatigue here. Both these teams really been getting after each other. Loyola throws the basketball away.
Well, and It was a desperation shot for Henderson to pass it off. Otherwise, it would have been a 5-second count against her.
The Ramblers now with 9 turnovers in this first half, and that's really helped the Raiders. Raiders have scored 8 points off of turnovers.
Rhea Mays handling. Ott at the free throw line. Ransdell. Ott the step through, puts it up and scores again.
Angie Ott really doing a nice job of recognizing what the defense is giving her. She turned, she squared up to the basket, realized, hey, I can take it a couple steps and get a good shot.
Jump ball, jump ball. Great defense once more by Wright State.
Jill Ransdell getting down on the basketball floor. Arrow points Wright State Raiders.
8-point lead. This ties their biggest lead of the ball game. Ott to throw in.
Very important part of the game for the Raiders right here, Jeff. You know, they've got an opportunity to kind of blow this thing open going into the locker room at halftime. And I'm sure Coach Bridget Williams is thinking, boy, if we can go in with a lead, that's a very positive thing to take into the locker room.
Ott guilty of the foul, setting the high screen. And that's the second on Angie.
That time Angie just extended her arm just a little bit to try and improve that screen. Referee saying, nope, I don't think so. We're going the other direction.
Just the 4th-team foul against Wright State. Another near steal lands, and we have a stoppage in play. She was caught in between steps, but they'll call a foul against Wright State.
Kendra Agee right there, just one step away of possibly getting in and getting a steal. And maybe you start to see some of that fatigue here late in the first half. We'll watch it again. Nice diagonal pass there. You see Kendra coming in just a step slow. Then the Raiders commit the personal foul.
Mesquinet lands from the baseline, a 3 on the shot.
Nice looking rotation on the shot that time by Mesquinet, the 5'9" sophomore out of Indianapolis.
I believe they call it a 2. That's what they have on the board to make it 26-20. It looked like a 3, but right now the scoreboard's saying 26-20. Mays holding on to it.
Shot clock at 8.
Great defense by Loyola. 3 on the shot clock. Here's a drive by Gray. She'll have to throw one up at the shot clock. No good. 3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in this first half. Still a lead for Wright State. Henderson on the stop and go on the baseline. Shut off, will throw up a floater. It's behind the glass.
Sarah trying to do too much. She's just trying to do too much right now. A lot of fans here screaming and hollering for her. She's got to let the ball game come to her and not force.
Timeout on the floor with 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this one. Wright State with the lead. More Raider basketball on Time Warner Sports when we return. As we still return here to the Nutter Center, a 6-point lead for Wright State. Mark, neither team being able to dial up long distance as of yet.
No, they really haven't. And coming into this game, Wright State hasn't been very effective, 24% from behind the arc. But Loyola coming into this contest this afternoon have been shooting at a 37% clip, so a little bit subpar for them. Raiders have done a pretty nice job of getting back to perimeter shooters. And Tiffany Webb, good back door.
And one. Nice pass by Isha Gray on the assist.
You mentioned the pass by Isha. She delivers the basketball, Jeff. I mean, she's one of those players. We'll get to watch it again. If you don't catch it, she's going to bloody your nose. And she snaps it, and it's there immediately. Tiffany Webb, nice catch, nice finish. Can't get the free throw to go.
Under 3 to play. Still a good lead for Wright State. Owning 28-20 lead. Harden plays in, kicks it out, lands. Stop and go, throws it up and on the baseline, and another floating shot from 10 feet away.
Mesquinet lands that time with a tough crossover dribble. Started to dribble back to the top, took it right back to her right hand and got to the baseline.
Webb picks it up at the elbow, kicks it out. Isha Gray.
Shot clock at 15. Raiders doing a good job. A lot of motion. Nobody standing still.
Lusson plays back. Webb under 10 on the shot clock. 7 now. and she walked with the ball.
Entering the game.
Coming up at halftime, we are scheduled to talk with Wright State's Assistant Sports Information Director, Matt Zerker. So stick around for that. He'll tell us what's going on with these very women's basketball team of Wright State, amongst the other teams here that he has to cover. Great job of taking care of us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Matt and Bob Noss and the whole crew do an absolutely fantastic job.
Turnover Loyola.
You know, you'd like to sit here and take the credit and say, no, we do all the hard work. No, we can't lie. They supply us with all the information, everything that we need.
Another high-low for Webb again, and Isha Gray with the assist.
Another great look by Isha that time. Delivers the basketball. And as advertised, Tiffany Webb scores again. That puts her at 13 points here in the second half, or first half rather.
And again, as you said, she has yet to take a shot from the perimeter. Hoffman to the rack, no good, a foul. Fouls on Tiffany Webb.
First, second, team 6.
Good penetration that time. Tiffany letting somebody sneak in behind her. Tiffany, Isha Gray. Got to communicate defensively. Talk to each other, let everybody know where the other players are at.
First shot, no good.
Tracy Hoffman missing the first of two. And maybe not a bad foul. You know, I mean, she had a wide open layup. Raiders trying to maintain that lead. Missing both.
But she gets it back. She throws one up. It's partially blocked and taken down. Taken down by Rhea Mays. Now in a big old hurry. Up ahead. And this one out of bounds. Looking up ahead for Kendra Agee, but just out of her reach.
Well, that's one of the plays that you need when you're down 8, rather than being up 8. Raiders that time, you know, yeah, you like to get the ball in transition. You like to push it up the floor, but, you know, at times you just got to think, what's the best possible shot we can get right here? Loyola under control, comes back the other way. Sarah Hamilton knocking down the big jump shot on the baseline.
6-point lead for Wright State. Under a minute to play. Here's Isha Gray. And now Kruger. 10 on the shot clock. Ransdell. Gray. And now plays outside. Here's a shot from the free throw line by Agee. No good. And the reset.
Big offensive rebound right there by Joe Ransdell. Gives the Raiders another possession. They got deep into the shot clock in the first possession. Game clock at 20, shot clock 14.
Agee gives Kruger on the drive, moving, throws one up off the glass and scores.
That's a great shot right there. Kristen Kruger taking it strong and going left off the glass.
Shot clock turned off.
Don't want to foul here. Don't want to foul.
Long pass, no good. Kruger intercepts, and this first half has come to a close. Your score at intermission. Wright State owns an 8-point lead, 32-24 over the Loyola Ramblers. And what a turnaround from what we've seen last year, where Wright State was only able to put up 16 points in the first half. Now they've taken command of this game.
Well, they played a good offensive first half. Had some breakdowns defensively early in the half, giving up baseline and not being strong on the boards, but nice offensive half for the Lady Raiders.
We'll be back with our halftime show in just a moment. You're watching Raider Basketball on Time Warner Sports. 32-24 in this series between the two teams. This is the 16th time these two teams have met. Loyola owns a 9-6 advantage. They swept the home and home last year, defeating Wright State here at the Nutter Center 76-44 back on February 16th. And back in Chicago, 64-53 back on January 19th. Even though in that game, Isha Gray put in 17 points and 11 rebounds, they might get a double-double effort from Angie Ott this afternoon.
Well, she's really stepped up big, and she's taken what the defense has given her. You know, she's gotten out away from the basket. If she gets in the paint, giving little head fakes, putting the ball on the floor, getting nice mid-range jump shots. And That results in 10 points in the first half. 4 total rebounds. Angie Ott with a nice half. Tiffany Webb, 5 out of 6 from the field, 3 out of 4 from the free throw line for 13 points. So you put those two together, pretty impressive offensive team right there.
Lance will get to throw in at half court, right at the bottom of your screen. And we're back underway. Hoffman handles. Back to Lance. Webb has the assignment on her on the outset. Dumps inside to Hamilton. One-on-one on Bussin. Tries to go with a jump hook. No good. We've got a foul.
Good power move that time. Sarah Hamilton getting the direct entry pass into the block. Then putting it strong. Nice spin move. Getting a nice open shot. Katie Bussin with the personal foul, the 6'2" senior.
That's her second. The team's first of the half. And Hamilton to the firing line. She'll make her first.
First 5 minutes of the second half, always a very telling part of a basketball game. And
got them both.
Sarah Hamilton knocks down 2 to draw the Ramblers back within 6.
Well, I'm sure it's with good reason that you consider those first 5 minutes to be critical, because it really tells what adjustments you made in the locker room.
Right, that's exactly right. And what kind of tempo you're going to try to set, what kind of thing, what you're going to try to get done in the second half.
Nice step around by Ott, no good.
Angie really looking to shoot the ball. A lot of offensive confidence.
Henderson denied and taken away. Nice deflection by Bussin as Webb was on the move and she was tripped up.
Probably not a bad foul by the Loyola Ramblers. Tiffany Webb gets the ball. They're going in transition. It's probably one thing I'm sure the Ramblers don't want to happen in the second half. They do not want to allow a lot of transition. Katie Bussin that time, as you saw in the replay, doing a good job denying the basketball.
Ransdell plays to Isha Gray, free throw line. Step through. Oh, a nice high-low for Webb, and she scores.
Tiffany Webb doing a nice job working without the basketball. Here this afternoon, she's realized, hey, if I work without it and I get open, my teammates are going to get me the ball. And again, layup for Tiffany Webb.
15 points off of 6 of 7 shooting. Meanwhile, Miskinet Lance answers with a driving layup of her own. Young lady out of Indianapolis, Indiana, quite athletic at 5'9".
She's caused some problems for the Raiders because she can go out on the floor, she can handle the ball, but she can also take it strong to the basket, elevate up off the floor. Raiders haven't been able to find an answer for her.
Henderson on the drive, steps through, and a stoppage in play. It's a foul against Wright State. It's on Isha Gray. That should be her second.
Sierra Henderson taking it strong. Good with the left hand. We'll get a chance to watch it again. Bringing it up the floor, strong with the left hand, hops through the double team. She goes to the free throw line.
Henderson makes the first. Her coach, Mary Helen Walker, called her a pretty good combination player, not just a three-point shooter.
74% for the line coming into the game this afternoon. She's 100% right there, knocking down both.
5 in the book for her. 34-30. Ott handling. Dumps to Gray. Draws a token double down, now kicks it back out. Ransdell. Top of your screen. Bussin from 18, no good. Hamilton the rebound, and here come the Ramblers in transition. Lands the jumper from the baseline, no good. Rebound stick back for Hamilton.
Garbage basket right there brings the Ramblers to within 2. 34-32, Wright State Lady Raider lead.
Timeout, charge to Wright State. Bridget Williams clearly unhappy of the way this second half has started.
Well, they really haven't gotten anything done offensively. They've gotten some good looks at the basket, shots not falling. Then you come to the other end, you give up a second shot, second opportunity off the glass. Raiders escape with a 2-point lead here. Timeout, 17:38 left in the ballgame.
It's an 8-2 run to start out the second half for the Loyola Ramblers to make it a 2-point contest. And again, this is a conference matchup between the two teams. These wins and losses mean a lot. You had mentioned this being a critical game for both teams. Right now, apparently, Loyola coming out of the locker room wants it more.
Well, you know, you can see the huddles of the two teams, and I'm sure Bridget Williams telling her team, as we'll watch the last play down, you got to go up and you got to clean that ball away. And Loyola with just more bodies under the basket. They come up with the loose ball and get the layup to go. Sarah Hamilton. But as you mentioned, Geoff, this huge game when you think conference. You know, the Raiders, they've got to. The thing with this team, they've got to have something to build on positively. You know, and you get a win, you get back to 500 at 1-1 in the conference. You step back, you take a deep breath, say, okay, now let's go play our next one. But boy, you get down 0-2, you know, then you start to double guess yourself and think, yeah, I should have, could have done this and done that.
Ott was open for three, no good. The rebound, stick back by Bussin.
Big follow, Katie Bussin that time. She's so very active around the basket, and that time rebounds the missed perimeter shot, gets it to go. Raider lead now at 4.
Three-quarter pressure. Lands will handle. Left of the center jump circle. Hamilton, all by herself low on the right, and a foul to follow. And Hamilton's down. She's hurting, but looks like she'll get back up. Might have got the wind knocked out of her. Count the basket.
Tough player. Took a pretty good shot. Got the basket to go. We'll watch it again. Sarah Hamilton, 6'1" senior. Great diagonal pass that time across the floor. Just barely out of the reach of Katie Bussin. Sarah Hamilton taking it strong. Drawing the contact from Jill Ransdell. Gets it to go.
Call it after the shot. So Hamilton goes to the well again, no good. Bussin, long outlet, finds Ransdell. We'll wait for the rest of her troops.
Good decision right there. Everybody running, a little out of control. Take it back out. Let's get a good shot out of our offense.
Bussin at the top of your screen.
Shot clock at 10.
Hot handling once more. She had a hot hand in the first 10. Goes to Webb with 4 on the shot clock. Goes to the well and scores. 17 in the contest for Tiffany Webb.
And again, layups. You know, Tiffany doing a great job creating high percentage shots for herself. And talked about it before. Take what the defense will give you. They're overplaying around the perimeter saying, you're not going to beat us from out here. She answers with a thank you very much and takes it to the hole. Good box out that time.
Kozlowski was wide open for a three, missed it, and it's out of bounds.
Angie Ott with a good box out. Got the rebound, but unable to maintain the possession. Loyola's going to inbound.
Here you see Bridget Williams. Wondering what's the holdup?
Well, I think what they're questioning is the 30-second shot clock, the 35-second clock, rather.
There's a drive by Henderson, stripped and taken away. Ott stole it away. Goes to Ransdell. Bussin, nice reversal to Ott, step around, and a stoppage in play. Foul off the ball.
Tiffany Webb, I believe, going to get the foul. Looked like a train wreck right there at the top of the key.
I think that is the best way to put it. We have a timeout here at the Nutter Center. 38-34 is your score with 15:57 remaining in this ball game. We'll be back with more Raider basketball on Time Warner Sports. Four-point affair at the Nutter Center, 38-34. And Wright State holding on to start off the second half. You mentioned, Mark, that the first 5 minutes of the second half very critical. And right now, Wright State falling behind, if you will, a little bit.
Well, they're clinging to the 4-point lead here with just a hair under 16 minutes left in the half. And Wright State going back to the full court pressure.
Janitria Harden back into this contest. Steal. Ott with the steal. Back to Webb. Goes to the rack and scores. Full court pressure pays off for Wright State. 40-34.
Tiffany Webb now with 19 points on the afternoon, and the lion's share of those layups.
Another steal, but it's out of bounds.
Angie Ott doing a great job getting a hand in the passing lane. Good anticipation.
Lands the throw in, top of your screen. Some jumping jacks by Webb. Hoffman picks up at the free throw line, finds Lands, goes baseline, the floater, no good. Kristen Kruger back in, nice outlet to Webb, goes to the rack and scores once more.
Tiffany Webb, when the shot goes up, she takes off, and her teammates do a great job of looking up, finding her in the transition that time. Kristen Kruger, rebound, immediately gets her head up, gets it up the floor in transition.
Kick ball by Ott.
Angie Ott with a kick. Very active on the front line on the pressure.
She stepped up her play defensively.
Substitution for Loyola, number 34, Sierra Henderson.
Looking at Tiffany Webb's numbers, and a good day so far. 21 points to go with, along with a single rebound, but she's also played a nice floor game in general.
Well, she really has. And she's got a great court presence. Another second shot, but
Hamilton
another
misfires on the
deflection.
pass.
Joe Renstow that time with the deflection. Lady Raiders doing a very nice job of getting hands in passing lanes, making direct passes very difficult for the Ramblers.
Of course, you saw the 21 put up by Webb, but highly efficient. I believe 9 of 10 at this point from the floor. Ott will come out. Isha Gray back in for Wright State. Lands the throw in at the bottom of your screen. Henderson reversing it right back to Lands. Cross-courting it back over to Henderson. Kruger giving her no room. Tries to drive around her, kicks it out to Hamilton. 12 on the shot clock. Here's an 18-foot jump shot by Henderson, no good. Ball chased down by Rhea Mays, but it's out of bounds.
Again, second shots. Raiders have to do a better job of securing those loose balls. Loyola only shooting 35% on 14 of 40 shooting. Leaves a lot of rebounds.
Lands the throw in directly underneath the basket to Henderson, and she'll score.
Basket by Sierra Henderson.
Isha Gray, oh, a nice wraparound down low to Bus, and she cannot finish.
Now Loyola with some transition.
Toslowski will fire and hit.
Nice head and shoulder fake that time. Showed the ball. Defender flew by. Toslowski knocking down a big jump shot.
Kruger trying to answer, no good. Nice rebound by Gray. Stick back, she cannot finish. She'll fight for it, get it back. Put it on the floor once more, no good. 3 looks at the basket for Wright State and cannot get a bucket.
Isha Gray that time.
Here's a steal.
Really playing hard on the backboard. A couple pretty good shots, unable to get him to go. Sierra Henderson with the personal foul.
Number 34, Sierra Henderson, her first, team second. Entering the game for the Ramblers is number...
You see Tiffany Webb giving some instructions. And Tiffany defensively tips the ball away, gets on the floor. Sierra Henderson commit the personal foul. Probably not a bad foul if you're wearing a Loyola jersey. Tiffany Webb had a breakout layup that time in transition.
2-3 setup for Loyola on defense. Gray, busting, cross-courting it. Kruger goes to the well, and a foul stopping play. Fouls on the guard, Tracy Hoffman.
31, Tracy Hoffman. That's her first.
Kristen Kruger has shown some effectiveness on the offensive end of the floor. Putting the ball on the floor, taking it strong. Takes the hit, able to get the shot off, goes to the free throw line and knocks down the first of 2. Raiders now with a lead of 5.
You have 13 minutes, 27 seconds frozen on your clock as Kruger makes them both. Again, full court pressure by Wright State. Hoffman gets set across the line. Oh, a nice move by Hamilton. She cannot finish. Everything but the bucket.
Quick spin move that time by Sarah Hamilton, but unable to get the shot to go.
Kruger got away with an elbow, plays into Gray, goes strong, a left on the block and scores.
Isha Gray with that left hand. Very difficult to defend. Long arms, takes it up left-handed. Isha Gray now, that's her first 2 points there. 1 out of 8 shooting so far in this game. The big one right there.
Hoffman dumps inside, goes to Milkert. Low on the block, no good, but a foul. Fouls on Bussin, that's her third. And Milkert, who got hit in the head, will go to the line.
We'll watch it again before the free throws. And Katie Bussin goes a little too far on the first move. Laura Milkert doing a nice job, little up and under, taking it up strong, getting fouled. Angie Ott checking back into the ball game. Katie Bussin going to take a seat for a couple of minutes. 3 personal fouls on Katie.
Milkert makes. Scoreboard's off. They put up a 47 for Wright State. They've clearly not scored on the last dead ball. Kruger, meanwhile, from inside the paint, shot blocked, got it back and stolen away by Milkert.
Bria Mays with some good, strong on-the-ball defense.
Hamilton to kick out to Lands. Now outside, Henderson will fire and knock down the 3.
Well, Raiders do a nice job of playing defense for about 20 seconds. Put a lot of pressure on the ball. But Sierra Henderson spotting up out in the arc. Teammates find her. She knocks down the 3.
Timeout. It's a 30 charge to Wright State. 46-42. Now, after a very cold first half by Sierra Henderson, well, she's now got herself now into double figures with 10 points.
Well, we talked about it at halftime. You know, good players like that are not going to fade away. She's going to find a way to get herself back in the basketball game. Her teammates have a lot of confidence in her. You can see it by the way they find her spotting up out on the arc. They get her the ball when she's open, and she's starting to knock down some shots. She's going to be, I'm sure, a concern for Bridget Williams and her coaching staff. You're going to have to know where she is on the floor.
Both teams collect themselves back on the floor. As you take a look at the number of turnovers here, the Raiders have really held onto the ball pretty well in the second half.
Well, they really have. In the first half, 11 turnovers for the Raiders. And we've played about 8 minutes so far in the second half, and they've kept that to 2. There you see Loyola with 15. So whoever takes better care of the basketball game here in this second stanza will win the game.
Gray high-lowing it for Webb. Her shot put up no good. This one out of bounds. We see Jill Ransdell coming back in, but we have a timeout on the floor with 11 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in this ball game. Wright State owns a 46-42 lead. We'll be right back. Four-point affair at the Nutter Center, 46-42. Wright State trying to notch their first conference win in the Horizon League. Full court pressure by the Raiders. Hoffman gets a touch, goes back to Lands, and they'll break with Milkert. Henderson open for 3, it is off the mark. Milkert the rebound, low on the left, stripped away by Jill Ransdell.
Nice job by Jill Ransdell picking up the loose ball. But again, Sierra Henderson with a pretty good look at the basket. Nice rotation on the shot, just a little bit short.
Speaking of Henderson, she'll pick up the personal. That's her second. 5 team fouls against Wright State, 4 for the Loyola Ramblers. Ott, walk with the ball. You know, Mark, I have to say, given what we saw in the first half and now what we're seeing now, as far as team fouls are concerned, this game has been nicely managed by both teams.
Well, it really has. It's been a clean game. They've not reached and slapped a whole lot on defense.
Playing defense with the feet.
Yeah, both these teams have good quickness and they play good textbook defense.
Hoffman, no good.
Raiders again with the loose ball.
Isha Gray tripped up from behind by Hoffman.
Boy, and how many times have the Raiders had numbers in transition and they get caught with a little personal foul like that? Certainly works out for the Loyola Ramblers. They would much rather get back and play court-to-court defense. Don't let Wright State run in transition, get more layups. They've been very productive at that so far in this game.
5 team fouls apiece. Gray, Webb off the screen. Dumps back. Oh, a nice wraparound down low for Ott. She cannot finish. Still a 4-point contest. Hoffman, cross-court passing, lands, thought about 3, works on Webb, and we've got a foul.
Mescanet lands, good strong move on the perimeter. Puts the ball strong on the floor. Strong body, will watch it again. Coming all the way from the 3-point arc, Tiffany Webb. Once she got this corner turned on her, Tiffany, pretty tough situation, looking for help.
It's a 3rd on Webb. Hamilton low on the left, no good. Got it back. Goes into the paint and scores. 2-point contest.
Sarah Hamilton now 14 points on the afternoon. Leads 3 Ramblers scorers in double figures. She's really getting it done in the paint.
We're at the halfway mark in the second half. 2-point lead, 46-44. Isha Gray on the block.
Isha Gray again with that left hand, kisses it off the glass. Been pretty productive down in the green paint. Isha now with 4 points on the afternoon.
Henderson a little stop and go, picks it up against Mays. Now we'll go high-low to Milker, and her shot misdirected but picked up by Hamilton. No good, but a foul. Again, second chance opportunities, and Loyola making the most of it. The foul is on Angie Ott. That's her 3rd.
Raider foul is on number 50, Angie Ott. Her 3rd, team 7.
Laura Milker taking it strong to the basket. As we've seen so many times this afternoon, missed shots. Who's there? Sarah Hamilton. She goes to the free throw line again, where she's 66% coming into this game this afternoon at the Nutter Center.
Good numbers by the Loyola player, and she gets 1 of 2.
Wright State Raider lead now at 3. 9:30 left in this ball game.
Webb handling against Mescanet lands.
Pretty good little matchup right there defensively. Mescanet, a good athletic defender.
6 on the shot clock. Mays holding on to it. 3 on the shot clock. Bussin puts it on the floor, has thrown up at the buzzer. It's off the front end of the rim, no good. Ball's on the floor, will still head to and belong to Loyola.
Rhea
A fight
Mays.
for it by Hoffman and Tiffany Webb, and it was last out on Webb.
Rhea Mays that time with the shot clock at about 6. She's unguarded on the arc. She's got to shoot that basketball. That was probably the best look at the basket they were going to get in the next 6 seconds. She's got to go ahead and have the confidence to shoot that ball.
Well, guilty of some contact on the scuffle for the ball, so she'll pick up her 4th. She'll have to sit on the bench. Off into the firing line. Front end of one of the bonus she got the front.
That's not good for the Wright State Raiders. When you look at that bench, you want to see a lot of things, but Tiffany Webb's not one of them. And boy, with 9 minutes left in this game, the Ramblers now down 1 at 48-47. Raiders are really going to have to work. Somebody's going to have to step up, supply some offensive firepower.
Ray off the screen, collects, goes to Bussin, who will return it right back. High, low, and thrown away. Intended for Ransdell on the block.
Isha Gray, she puts a lot of mustard on that pass when she throws it. So when there's nobody around her, you don't have somebody open, the ball's going to be flying out of bounds, and that's what happened right there. She puts a lot on it.
Henderson with the ball, finally gets across half court. Travel.
Loyola doing a nice job breaking the pressure, but they get the ball across half court. Sierra Henderson shuffles the feet out about the hash mark. Turn the basketball over. It's a big offensive possession right here for the Raiders. They need a basket.
Gray high-lowing it to Kruger. Turn around from 12, no good. Bucket will change the lead for the first time since the very early moments, but a steal by Isha Gray.
Good defense, Isha Gray that time. Front the post.
Another steal. Hamilton goes to Lands. Back to Hamilton. Takes it strong to the rack, and Loyola retakes the lead, 49-48.
Tracy Hoffman that time. Went up strong, tried to draw the contact. Got a little bit of a bump, but kissed it off the glass. Ramblers up one, 49-48, 7 minutes, 50 seconds left in this contest. You can see offensively, Wright State really misses Tiffany Webb.
Milker on the steal. She'll go to the rack and score. Looks like Coach Bridget Williams content to play this one out until the next dead ball.
I think Loyola senses that Tiffany Webb, they don't just sense it, they know it. They know she's on the bench, and if they turn the heat up, they can get some steals. And
Gray with the fadeaway. Wow.
Again, Isha Gray answering. How many big hoops has she had today? Raiders stay within one.
1 point lead for the Ramblers, 51-50. Hoffman cross-courting it, Meskinet lands. Gives it back. Henderson pops from 18, short.
6:45 left in the ball game. Raiders down one. Again, every offensive opportunity is big right now with Tiffany Webb on the bench. Got to play with some motion. Jill Ransdell setting the screen that would shatter everybody's teeth.
Nice move over to Bussin, and she on the wraparound, and she scores. Some contact. I mean, we saw some serious contact on the high side.
I think she's hurting a little bit. Probably got the wind knocked out of her. Took a shot maybe in the throat. Jill Ransdell just setting a strong screen.
Timeout on the floor. The Raiders have retaken the lead. 52-51. We're under 8 to play. We'll be right back. One point affair at the Nutter Center. We are nip and tuck with 6:25 remaining in this contest.
Raiders again with full court pressure.
You see the return of Angie Ott into this lineup. Outlet, Henderson. Ball intended for Hoffman, it's taken away. Ransdell comes up with it.
There's one of those turnovers we talked about out of the pressure. Raiders didn't steal the ball, they just applied enough pressure and gave enough rope, and Loyola Ramblers hung themselves. Now the Raiders have to come down, work the ball, get the best possible shot that you can get.
Mays with 7 on the shot clock.
Here's where they missed Tiffany Webb.
We'll have to pass it off, and it's a shot clock violation. Should have shot the ball instead of passed it to Ott, but a turnover of the unforced variety, and with a 1 point ball game on the line, can't afford those.
Well, Rhea Mays has got to be willing to shoot the basketball. She knows what's on the shot clock, and she at times looks too much to distribute. She's got to look for a shot.
Ott will wait for the rest of her troops.
Angie with a big steal right there.
Rhea Mays. Katie Bussin. Ransdell, and now to Kruger, who serves some good minutes with Webb on the bench. Takes it with the left hand, strong, and scores.
Well, that's a pretty shot right there. I don't care what league you're in. A left-handed runner, and you kiss it off the glass, and she was just barely in the paint. That's a nice-looking shot. Kristen Kruger now. Raiders back up 3.
Loyola gets a timeout. It's a 30 with 5:08 remaining in this ball game, 54-51.
Kristen Kruger now with 8 points. 8 points this afternoon. We'll watch the drive to the basket again. She takes it right down the lane line, strong with the left hand, draws the contact, kisses it off the glass. Big hoop right there for Kristen Kruger and the Wright State Raiders.
Wright State Set to apply full court pressure with both teams back on the floor. Lands will hold on to it on the baseline. Henderson.
Again, Raiders with the pressure.
Lands across half court.
Shot clock now at 15 before Loyola really gets into their offense. Raiders doing a good job shortening possessions.
Lands with 6 on the shot clock. Great defense by Wright State. There's a drive by Henderson with 2 on the shot clock. No good. And we've got a foul. Hamilton the rebound, and we've got a foul.
Well, the one good thing the Raiders did was they got deep into the shot clock and burned some time. But, boy, Sarah Hamilton there you see set up at the stripe to shoot 2. Raiders just without an answer. Sierra Henderson strong with the penetration, puts it up off the glass, and there she is. Sarah Henderson now, or rather, Sarah Hamilton, the free throw line, 16.7 rebounds on the game on 6 of 10 shooting.
Webb reemerges into the Raider lineup for Kristen Kruger, who serves some really good minutes, and Hamilton makes them both.
Tiffany Webb going to have to play with a lot of intelligence right here. Ramblers realize that she's got 4.
Bussin. Hot. With Toslowski all over her. Hasn't been a factor since the first half. Bussin once more, and now to Ransdell with 13 on the shot clock, and we've got some contact off the ball.
Tiffany Webb that time doing a nice job of creating that foul. She beat Mescanet. Lands to the flash cut, going across the lane, drew a little contact, made it look like a pretty tough foul.
Fresh shot clock. Here's Webb on the corner.
Drew the whistle.
Hot, pulls up from 15, in and out. Toslowski the rebound.
Pretty good looking shot that time for Angie Ott. Put her on the floor a couple times, raised up, but just couldn't get it to go. Game at 4 minutes, 54-53 Raiders.
Lands on the handoff. Nowhere to go up front. Will stay. Now shoots from the perimeter. It's off the mark.
Angie Ott with the rebound.
Here's Webb. She'll control. 3:44 on the game clock. Bussin reversing it right back. 12 on the shot. Bussin off the screen. Plays back. Here's Ransdell, the kick out. Mays open from the perimeter on the baseline with 3 on the shot. No good. And Toslowski clears. At least they ran some clock.
Raiders doing a good job of shortening the game. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Pretty good looking shot at the basket that time by Rhea Mays, but unable to get it to go.
Hamilton on the block and in. And 1.
Joe Ransdell that time coming over, trying to help out. Boy, that's one of those times you lift yourself up off the floor and say, why did I do that? She came over, Sarah Hamilton, listed in the program at 6'1".
For the Raiders is number 53, Aisha Gray.
We'll get a chance to watch it again. Sarah Hamilton, you see the look on her face when she gets the ball. She's going to the backboard. There you see the grimace. And Joe Ransdell coming over. Sarah saying, look out. Going through you. Ramblers now up 56-54. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left in this ball game.
We're under 4 to play, and our final timeout, hopefully in regulation, a 2-point affair at the Nutter Center. Two-point affair, and we'll be right back here on Time Warner Sports. The final 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation, and the Ramblers have retaken the lead 56-54 off a 5-0 run the last 2 minutes.
Raiders now need to get back to their motion offense and try to get Tiffany Webb.
Blocking call, it's against Loyola. Webb trying to create, and she'll get a chance at the line.
And we'll certainly take that. Tiffany Webb will get a chance to watch it again. Really looking to create. Left-hand dribble, getting some penetration, draws the foul. Tiffany so far in the afternoon, 3 out of 4 at the stripe. These are big ones.
1 and the bonus right here. No good. Loose ball belongs to Wright State. Isha Gray came up with it.
Well, if there's an unsung hero in this game, Isha Gray is probably right at the top of that list. She's made some big shots and coming up with some big loose balls. And
steal. Sierra Henderson came up with. Hoffman looking like she wants to run a little clock. Hamilton, touch pass right back to her point guard. Lands, head of the key. 12 on the shot. Hoffman.
Loyola really doing a nice job handling the basketball against pressure. Shot clock under 5.
Drives, takes it to the rack, no good. The rebound goes to Webb.
Game clock at 2 minutes, shot clock at 18. Raiders need a basket right here.
Webb off the screen. Holds on to it. Kruger, blocking call against Loyola. It's on Henderson.
There you see the free throw statistics here this afternoon. Ramblers 11 out of 7, Raiders 7 out of 9.
Ramblers really haven't benefited of those 8 extra attempts, really.
No, they really haven't. And we'll get to see some more free throws from the Raiders. Kristen Kruger there again, putting it strong on the floor and unable to take advantage.
Front end misses, and Hoffman handles. Henderson behind the arc. Webb the assignment on her. With 92 seconds remaining in this contest. Henderson from long range, no good. It's loose on the floor, she gets it back and scores.
Big play right there. Sierra Anderson following her missed shot. Raiders not doing a very good job boxing out all 5 people on the floor.
7-0 run the last 4 minutes of this ball game. 58-54. Webb behind the arc, looking to create once more. Takes it strong and missed the shot. Hamilton the rebound.
Sarah Hamilton with a big, strong rebound that time. Tiffany Webb really trying to create something, but Loyola Ramblers doing a great job of knowing where she's at and contesting every shot.
2-possession ball game right now. Hamilton, or beg your pardon, Hoffman holding on to it. Great defense by Ransdell. It's out of bounds and some contact. They're going to get Ransdell for it.
Third foul on Jill Ransdell here this afternoon. Tracy Hoffman swinging the ball over her head. Jill saying, well, I got to go ahead and take a chance. I can't take these fouls home with me.
Front end, no good. 2 shots right here with the double bonus.
Here we see the defensive tenacity again. Jill Ransdell reached crowd, and Tracy Hoffman gets up into her. And
no good.
She misses both free throws. Isha Gray with the strong rebound.
Another blocking call. Isha Gray. And the foul is on the guard, Tracy Hoffman. That's her 3rd.
Not a very good foul right there. Now you allow the Wright State Raiders an opportunity to get back in this game to put two points up on the board. No time off the clock. We're going to get a timeout. Coach is going to talk about it.
39.7 seconds remaining in this contest. The Ramblers own a 4-point lead. And Mark, they've really risen to the occasion here the last 4.5 minutes or so. They're on a 7-0 run.
Well, they really have. They've stepped up their intensity on the defensive end of the floor, fueled by the absence of Tiffany Webb. I think that's really where they really started to take a grip of the basketball game. Raiders not able to get anything accomplished offensively. And I think the Ramblers drew some confidence from that, took over the basketball game. Now the Raiders scrapping from behind, down 4 with 39.7 seconds left on the game clock.
58-54. Again, just under 40 seconds remaining, as you see, well on your clock at home. Wright State looking for their first conference win in the Horizon League, and well, they're not making it real easy on anyone. Some missed shots, some missed front ends of one in the bonus, and of course in these clutch situations, those are the ones that you really miss. When you miss those, you really feel the bottom start to drop out.
Yeah, when you miss the front end of a bonus, it's almost as bad as missing two, you know, because you miss the first one, then you completely take the second one out of the realm of possibilities. Big free throws right here.
9 team fouls against the Ramblers. Isha to the front end of one and the bonus. The front end, no good. Ball tapped around, saved by Gray. She'll go up strong. Her shot is no good. Rebound, stick back, and a foul. Some big-time hustle for Isha Gray.
Isha, about 68% from the line coming into this game. And boy, you have to like the heart and the intensity. Isha Gray coming off that free throw line. A lot of people would stand there and say, boy, missed it, and feel sorry for yourself. Not Isha. She came right back, said, I missed it, it's my basketball. Goes in strong, gets fouled again. Goes back to the free throw line.
Both teams now in the double bonus. See Rhea Mays back into this ball game for Tiffany Webb. We also see Laura Milkert back in for Loyola.
Michigan at Lance fouling out. Boy, it would have been nice to see her foul out a while ago.
No kidding.
Nice game this afternoon. Isha Gray, a bit smoother stroke on that free throw. Nothing but net. Raiders draw to within 3.
Mary Helen Walker watching her Ramblers hold on to a 3-point contest. It's a one-possession ball game as we stand right now. No good on the back end. Ball tapped around. It belongs to Henderson. Henderson and a foul. It's on Rhea Mays, who came in for Webb, obviously to give fouls. But it'll be 2 shots on the other end, and 1 of 2 will make it still a 2-possession ball game.
Tough misses at the free throw line for the Lady Raiders.
31.
Sierra Henderson going to walk to the other end. Tough afternoon for Sierra. A lot of fans here in attendance from nearby Burlington, Kentucky, just over the river in northern Kentucky. And
we see Tiffany Webb, team leading 21 points in this contest. But Henderson at the line. She's a story in and out.
Raiders sub number 10, Tiffany Webb.
It's not a fun afternoon for Sierra Henderson. 4 out of 19 shooting. 12 points, 6 rebounds. Tried to do some other things to make a contribution, help her teammates. Knocks down a big free throw right there. Expands the lead to 4. 30 seconds left in the game. Raiders timeout.
Timeout charged with 28.1 seconds remaining. There's 27 on the shot clock. Mark, do you just go for 2 here with, obviously, with it still being a 2-possession ball game and just play a little bit of defense, or hope you get something on a steal on an inbound?
Well, I think what you do here is you talk about, you want to get the best shot you can get. You don't need to rush it and take a 3. If they can get to the backboard, get a 2-point shot, then they probably also want to educate their players on who do we want to foul. You know, if we get to that situation, who do we want to foul? Who do we not want to foul?
28.1 seconds remaining in this contest. A 4-point lead. As we mentioned, 2 possessions. So the Wright State really needs to play very smart here in the last half minute. And time, obviously, on the side of the Ramblers. And they're looking to make it 3-0 in the conference.
28.1 seconds, a lot of time. A lot of things can happen. And the most important thing that needs to happen, Raiders need to score here. They either need to score out of the offensive possession, get fouled, go to the free throw line. They need to put some points on the board here, draw to within a possession. Then if they've got the right personnel on the floor, if Loyola does, go ahead, take a foul. You got to maintain enough time on the clock offensively, the Raiders, to be able to come back and get something and get a good look at the basket.
Ransdell to throw in. Kristen Kruger picks it up, throws it up from 10 feet away.
Big shot, big shot. Well, you can't allow a whole lot of time. Raiders.
And a foul from behind by Angie Ott. It's on over the back of Henderson. 14.7 seconds left to go in this one. Well, I guess, you know, they were thinking, hey, maybe we could get a steal and we'll give them 5 seconds. After that, we got to think of a foul.
Sierra Henderson, 74% from the free throw line. Sarah Hamilton, 66. Got some people on the floor, pretty good free throw shooters.
She makes the first. This is the biggest free throw of the afternoon coming up right here.
Raiders still a lot of time, 14.7 seconds left on the game clock.
Got them both.
Big free throws right there. Sierra Henderson, tough afternoon so far, but no two free throws any bigger than those two right there. Expand the lead back to 4.
Timeout charge to Wright State. 14.7 seconds left to go in this one. Mark, at this point now with the game clock winding down as it is, even though I don't think we've seen a 3 here in the second half. If we have, it's way early in the half. You start taking 3s?
Well, I think at this point you take the best shot that presents itself. If that's a 3, you got to fire it up because you can't expire a whole lot of clock because you still got to come back. You either got to foul, you got to get a turnover or steal something, and you got to go the length of the floor. So Loyola going to come out very similar to what the Wright State Raiders have done all game. Extend their defense, make it very, very time-consuming going one end to the other. Raiders going to need to push it. Tiffany Webb staying back a little bit.
Hot with 8 on the game clock. Fires one up in the paint, throws it up, no good, and the rebound to Hamilton. Hamilton goes to Toslowski, and this game has come to a close. Your final score here at the Nutter Center, a come-from-behind win for the Loyola Ramblers, 61-57 over the Wright State Raiders.
Tough loss for the Raiders in the basketball game. I think they really hit a road bump when Tiffany Webb got her 4th personal foul. Put her on the bench. Raiders lost a lot of offensive continuity and a lot of confidence. And Loyola, to their credit, they recognized that, said, up, now it's our ball game. They went strong both ends of the floor and come away with a conference win, 61-57.
Again, your final here, a 4-point win for the Ramblers, 61-57. Mark and I will return and wrap things up here on Time Warner Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Cub Foods, by Pepsi, Dodge, and by Wright State University. Again, the final here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, 61-57. Mark Vest, a tough-fought game for Wright State, who unfortunately they fall to 2-10, and unfortunately, more importantly, 0-2 in the conference.
Well, that's right. You don't want to get off to a bad start in your conference. 0-2 is not it's nothing they can't rebound from. But this afternoon, a basketball game they could have very easily won. They got in trouble down the stretch with some foul trouble. Tiffany Webb goes to the bench and causes some problems for the Raiders, and they come away a 4-point loser to the Loyola Ramblers.
Well, you had mentioned prior to the end of our game broadcast, as you see the final numbers here, Tiffany Webb exiting the ball game with 4 personal fouls, and that really taking the wind out of Wright State's offensive sails. And when she came back in, it didn't make it too much of a difference because the inability to hit some clutch free throws.
Right, and there you see some of the stats, and you talk about the free throws. Loyola knocked them down when they needed to. The Raiders missed a lot when they needed some offensive firepower. Loyola Ramblers 3 out of 15 from behind a 3-point arc. Raiders 1 out of 6. Not many attempts for the Raiders. Loyola really turned up the heat on the backboards, out rebounding the Raiders 44-33 for the game. Wright State 11-7 in steals. Assists pretty even. Wright State wins that battle of 14-11. Turnovers almost identical. Loyola 20, Wright State 19, doing a nice job. I thought both teams taking care of the basketball in the second half, but Loyola just did a little bit better job, shot the ball a little bit better. When they needed free throws, they got them. And tough, hard-fought road win for the Ramblers coming in here from Chicago, Illinois, and they'll take this one and run.
You know, Sarah Hamilton did a very nice job, of course, with a double-double type effort and with a lot of second-chance looks on the block. Tiffany Webb, of course, for Wright State, scoring 21, a team high. And, again, you know, she was the focal point of that Wright State offense. Without her, this wouldn't have been even a close game.
Well, Wright State Raiders got to get right back at it. Next game at Detroit. So it doesn't get any easier. Raiders got to come back, work on getting better, get back in the conference.
Again, the final here from the Irvin J. Nutter Center. The Loyola Ramblers win over the Wright State Ramblers 61-57. For Mark Vest and our entire crew, I'm Geoff Kim. This has been a presentation of Time Warner Sports. So long from the Nutter Center.